Welcome to the Painter Marketing Mastermind Podcast, a show created to help painting company owners build a thriving painting business that does well over $1 million in annual revenue. I'm your host, Brandon Pierpont, founder of Painter Marketing Pros and creator of the popular PCA educational series, Learn, Do, Grow, Marketing for Painters. In each episode, I'll be sharing proven tips, strategies, and processes from leading experts in the industry on how they found success in their painting business. We will be interviewing owners of the most successful painting companies in North America and learning from their experiences. In this episode of the Painter Marketing Mastermind Podcast Industry Partner Series, we host guest Jason Phillips of Contractor Freedom and Phillips Home Improvements. Jason founded Phillips Home Improvements 28 years ago, and the company now does well north of $10 million in annual revenue. Having built an incredible company and team, Jason found a passion for helping other painting contractors escape contractor prison and achieve immense success in their own businesses. He founded Contractor Freedom, where he has helped hundreds of painting contractors take their company to the next level. Jason, what's going on, man?
Hey, Brandon, you know what's on my mind today? Sales.
I love it.
Sales is on my mind.
Is it never not?
Well, sales is what makes the world go round.
It is.
Period.
It is. Yeah, I love it, man. So we are giving I guess a little bit of a preview, a little bit of a some pre-event valuable nuggets for your presentation coming up here at Paint Profits Live, Thursday, August 28th. So it's this week. I'm excited for the presentation, man.
Yeah, me too. Get to share. It's, Brandon, can I tell you a quick story?
Jason, I'd be disappointed if you didn't. I hope it's not too quick though.
No, well, it's not too long either. Early in my career, I thought sales was about personality. I'd show up at the homeowner's door, I'd smile, I'd talk a lot and cross my fingers when I gave the price. Sometimes I got the job, but most of the time, nothing. And the worst part, I didn't know why. And I'll never forget this one appointment. I had spent about 2 hours just walking through every detail of the project, answering every question with this couple. And I gave them the best price I could. And at the end, one of the homeowners looked at me and said, "Well, thank you. We're going to think about this and we'll call you back." And I walked out, I got in my truck, and I felt like I just wasted the whole evening. And the worst part is when I tried to, follow up with them later, I just got ghosted. And, it hit me, I was winging it. I had no roadmap. I had no process. And I was just hoping that my charm and effort and competitive prices would close the deal. And, that's when I committed to learning how to really sell. And I was committed to learning and following a system. And when I did, it changed everything. And so instead of talking, I started asking questions. And instead of trying to convince people, I would just guide homeowners through a process where literally they convinced themselves. And so the result was higher closing rates, but much better margins and less stress. And it ended up in more freedom. And that's why I'm so passionate about this topic, is because I've lived the frustration of winging it. And I know the freedom of winning when you actually have a real system. And that's what I'm going to be teaching in my session on Thursday.
That's amazing. When I started my entrepreneurial career and I was selling, there were a few instances where I kind of laid it all out on the line, like you just talked about, right? You think you did this really great job. You tried really hard, present the best price you can. And you think you're getting along really right. You're being charismatic, your personality, whatever it is. And then people would say, well, that was a really, really great presentation. You did really great. And almost like they're, like my mom, right? Is yes. Like, that was so good. I'm so proud of you. And those didn't ever go my way, right? If somebody's going to say you did really great, well, it's not about me. And so if they're saying that I did really great, that it means I did quite poorly. Maybe what I said was polished, but I clearly wasn't consultative selling in the sense of asking their questions and meeting their needs and getting them to sell themselves on the project because they're patting me on the head, telling me how great I did. That story reminds me of that.
You have to be anytime someone says you're a great salesperson, that's the worst thing you can hear because
Yeah.
that's typically what they're doing is they're trying to kindly break up with you and tell you that they're not buying from you. They're trying
Yeah.
to softly turn you down.
A nice person. A
Yeah.
nice person. That's the silver lining.
Yeah. But the truth is, Brandon, that most contractors, estimators, they're not real salespeople. What they're doing is out there winging it. They do what I did. They show up, they talk too much, they drop a price and they hope for the best. And just I call that living on hopium. And that's why they struggle with inconsistent sales and inconsistent income. And I like to say that, and I believe this deeply, that the sales process is the most powerful leverage point in your business. And the people who are really succeeding are the ones who have adopted a system, and they're consistently closing deals. They're not out there winging it. Every word that they say has been rehearsed. It's pre-thought, and it's a performance. You're on stage. I'm not saying you're not being real,
Yep.
okay? But think about this. Could think about like the NFL, the Super Bowl, when one of the teams goes out there to run an offensive play, do you think they're just like, hey guys, let's try this new thing? Let's try this.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, do you think there's any play that hasn't seen hundreds, if not thousands, of repetitions to tune up every little piece of that play so that they on the field deliver their best performance both for them and for their fans? But we as contractors, we're out here buying leads. We're spending money with all those crazy marketing people,
Bad,
like painter
bad
marketing
people.
pros.
Bad folk. Those marketers.
Yeah, those marketers. We're spending good money on leads, but then we're just like practicing, or we don't know how to handle that precious lead. It's like it's like a egg in your hand, and if you drop it, it's just going to crack, and you're going to waste money. There's so much wasted opportunity. Most contractors think, I need more leads. I need more leads. Well, they could use some more leads, but I haven't met one yet that is making the most of the leads they have. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
You can sell more to the leads that you already have. And hey, it's not just about closing rate, by the way. It's about the price. You know, the average painting contractor has a gross profit margin of right around 40%, give or take, right around 40%. And it's easy to sell. Those are low prices. I sometimes like to say, I don't want to be, insultive, but a monkey can sell at 40% gross profit margin.
Way to
Okay.
preface that, Jason.
And you can get real busy and sell a lot of work, but not make a lot of profit at 40%. So if you just want to build a busyness and you just want to be busy all the time with something to do because you like running a successful business, well, fine, keep your prices low. But if you want to get freedom and to get the freedom that most everybody in this industry wants, you have to build a team of people. And in order to pay for that team of great people, you have to have profit and you have to charge more. So you have to earn more gross profit so you can hire salespeople, project managers, admin people, human resources, and all those other positions in your company. If you can't charge what you're really worth, you're just going to be stuck in busyness, and you're going to be the linchpin, the one doing all the sales, the one doing all the project management, the one fighting every fire, solving every problem, the one working late, the one that's chained to their phone constantly, the one that's missing dinners, missing t-ball games, is even though you're present with your family, you're not really present mentally because your mind is stuck on the massive to-do list because you're trying to do everything yourself. There's a better way, friends. There's a better way. Learn to sell higher, and then you can pay people to do all of those things. How about that? That's a novel idea. And That's what I teach people to do. That's what I teach contractors to do. How to follow a proven process that not only helps you close more deals, help you close them on the spot, help you rescue lost ones, but it helps you sell at higher gross profit margins. And at my company today, there's very little that I actually do. I go in like half a day, twice a week, and the team handles for everything for me. So I'm not stuck in that rat race anymore. And I don't want you to be stuck in that rat race anymore. And the starting point is selling higher. And the way to sell higher is to follow a a proven system that will help you do that.
Love that, man. So yeah, Jason Phillips runs sales boot camps. So through his company, Contractor Freedom, and I've been to that boot camp. Um, and when he's saying that he provides a proven process, he provides a proven process. This is not theory. He provides scripts. He makes you role play. I mean, this is dialed in. I've spoken at a lot of events. I've been to a lot of events. There's typically some sort of mixture of theory, not necessarily theory, but kind of psychology concepts, and then hard data, hard skills. Usually it's more the concepts than the actual hard stuff. Data, Jason's event is very, very hard skills. You're going to take a book, I mean, a massive book with you that's got the scripts, got everything. It is a performance shown that book. It's a healthy, thick book worth its weight in gold. You can't even come into the room one day unless you've mastered the script. They're going to quiz you out there and you're going to stay out there until you've nailed this thing because they want to make sure that when you go home, that it makes a difference in your company. So, yeah, Jason's the very real deal, and he'll be presenting at Paint Profits Live. He's going to get into a lot of the concepts. He'll get into a lot of the theory. Jason, a lot of what you've covered here, just sales psychology, right? Consultative selling, understanding that it's an interactive performance. It's a performance, but it's also going to very heavily involve the prospect, the homeowner, commercial property owner, whoever you're talking with. And that'll be a lot of what Jason covers at this event. But then I'm sure he's going to speak as well through his sales boot camps where it doesn't have to be theory anymore. It's just a playbook.
That's right. A
Yeah, I love
playbook.
that. When you said hopium, so I feel like I've been going to multiple of your events every year for a couple years, and I haven't been for, I don't know, a few months, which feels like an eternity. And you said hopium, I missed it. It's like, man, that's one of like the Jasonisms, high on hopium.
Well, that's what we do. We just hope it's going to get better. And
Yeah.
hope is a good thing. Okay, hope is a good thing. And hope propels you to take action. But hopium lulls you to sleep. And
Mm.
you just want to hibernate and hope it gets better later. And that's not going to happen. Not in what we do.
Yeah, no, that typically doesn't happen. So let's dive into the psychology for a second it's a performance, right? So it is a performance. You're on stage, as you mentioned, that can feel disingenuous to people. Can feel like, well, if I'm out there performing, then it's a pretend, it's an act. It's I'm not really helping them. I thought I'm supposed to be helping them, right? Or it could feel like, well, if it's a performance, then they just need to. I mean, naturally, we kind of default to, well, then they just need to watch their performance because that's what we do. We go to the movies or theater, wherever we go, and we're going to watch a performance. We're not normally up there engaging, and really the homeowner should probably be talking most of the time. So how do you clarify that for people?
Well, first of all, a sales system, Brandon, isn't just a script that makes you sound like a robot. It's a proven, repeatable process, and it literally helps you guide the small micro decisions that a homeowner needs to make. And it's a roadmap. It's a roadmap as well, but you want it to be comfortable for them and profitable for you. They shouldn't be if they feel like you're scripted, you haven't practiced enough. And when you practice it so much, it just becomes second nature. It's like when a child starts to walk. I mean, they're walking, like a zombie or like Forrest Gump trying to run, right? With his braces on his legs. But when you get really good, you can wield this like a ninja. And again, it's not something you do to homeowners. It's a journey you take them on because what do we want? We don't want to just sell someone something. We want to serve them. And this is about ethical sales, ethical persuasion, and and helping them get what's in their best interest, what they want and what they need, and helping you get what you want and what you need as well. And once you start, you want to hire people and stop doing the sales yourself as the owner. You need something that's repeatable, it's transferable, it's trainable, it's predictable, and it's something lovable. And that's what this is. That's what this is about. And there's a lot of guys who say, I don't want to sound scripted. Well, you should never sound scripted. Or I don't want to follow a system. Okay, fine. Keep winging it. Keep winging it. And we'll see how far that gets you.
Yep.
But those with a system, someone with a system will always beat someone without a system. And good systems help normal people achieve extraordinary results. And most business owners out there that think they're really good at sales, they're just very charismatic talkers. And they may be able to talk a lot of people into something, but if you really want to sell at high gross profit margins, you're really gonna need a system to make that happen. And that's what that's what I built the F7 sales system for. It's learnable, it's trainable, it's transferable to your people, and the bottom line, it works. And if you talk to any of our students, they're all making more money because of implementing this system. They're raising their prices, they're closing more deals, on those initial appointments without all this follow-up back and forth. And it's like we as contractors, we try to get our follow-up game so good. Well, why not? That's just like, hey, we're going to practice all year long on how to recover a fumble. A fumble. Okay, why don't we practice on not fumbling the ball to start with? And when you leave the home without the sale, there's a good chance you fumbled somewhere because you didn't build trust or value or urgency, or you didn't make it easy for them. Whatever it is, you fumbled the ball, you turned it over. And we spend a lot of time trying to follow up. Well, these people, they go into Never Never Land. And when they don't call you back, it's because they didn't see the real value. You didn't deliver a game-winning presentation. That's the bottom line. You didn't deliver a game-winning presentation. And so now you're stuck in this follow-up mode, and you keep following up on leads forever that are never going to close because you didn't know what you were doing. You were just winging it, and you gave it your best effort. So it's time to replace the winging it system with a proven winning system. That's what this is about.
I love this. Jason, I feel like you're a little feisty today. This is good. This presentation is going to be good. Practicing all year long on recovering a fumbled football.
So think about this. Okay, one of our clients, one of our students, last year, before they came to their first sales boot camp, they were running 39% gross profit margin. 39. Today, they're running 60% gross profit margin. So let's just take a second. Imagine, let's make numbers really easy to do in our mental math real quick. Let's say you're $1 million in revenue company and 40% gross profit margin. So it's going to cost you 60 for labor and materials. So at $1 million, that leaves you 400,000 in gross profit margin to pay you, your marketing, and all your other bills, right? And your profit. Essentially, what we're saying is raising that price. Now you're selling it at 1.2 million, a little more actually. But your costs, your 600,000 for your labor and materials didn't change. You literally added $200,000 directly to the bottom line. Brandon, for most contractors out there, that's life-changing money compared to where they're at right now. Now, again, you're not going to do it overnight, okay? But in a year, one of our clients has done it. And that's just one example. I've got statistics on if you come to one boot camp, here's what happens, 2, 3, et cetera. And this stuff works. And this is the same thing that our sales team at my own company runs. And it's time to stop winging it, and it's time to stop talking so much and learn how to ask the right questions that really uncover the buying motives and the fears and the pains and the concerns and the headaches of your prospect. And in our case, these are homeowners. And follow a roadmap. Not just It's a roadmap, not just for how to run the appointment or the estimate, as you may call it, but it's your pricing strategy, it's your marketing strategy, it's your promotional strategy, it's your follow up, it's rescuing lost opportunities. It's all of these things, and it's powerful, and it's game changing.
Yeah, 100%. We have quite a few partners at Painter Marketing Pros who have been to Jason's events, who work with him on sales, and I can tell you that those are some of our best performing partners by far, right? Because we work on the marketing, provide them the leads, and then if they know how to, if they've been trained by somebody like Jason, if they've gone through his system, they just close at a higher rate, they sell at a higher rate, and it becomes this virtuous cycle where now they're investing more into marketing and their business just explodes while they're taking home more, right? Because oftentimes we think if you grow quickly, then you have to sacrifice profits and you can't take as much home. You can actually do it all if you're good at selling. So I love that. One of the most powerful things you said right there to me that stood out was good systems help normal people achieve extraordinary results. And I think we get so focused on our business and so proud of ourselves for selling, for growing. We reach a new milestone, we hit 500,000 or we hit a million or we hit multiple millions that we're not necessarily seeing the forest through the trees all the time. We're not always even looking, okay, what is our long-term goal? And then what does it take to get to that long-term goal? And almost always it's going to take more people. And so if you're really good at selling or you're really good at XYZ, if you can't pass it off, if there's not a systemic way for you to pass this to your team and scale, then you're unable to, you're just not going to be able to achieve that goal.
Yep.
And I think it's this obvious thing, but oftentimes we just don't think about it. So I really like that you pointed that out.
Brandon, here's the other thing as well. There's a lot of business owners out there that literally say, you know what, I'm not good at sales. I don't like sales. I like running the projects. That's the piece I like. Why should I learn to sell? I don't want to be the salesperson. Well, it's because you need to learn to sell so you can train your salesperson on this process, and you can be their sales manager as you grow your company. So you don't have to be the best salesperson. You just have to follow the process and then get the right people and train them to follow the process. And everything's measurable as well. So you can measure all of the different KPIs. You'll know how to measure their performance overall, how to coach them and such. So it's man, it's hard to say, and it's hard to put into words the impact that selling at a higher rate can have on not just on your company and your bottom line, but on you as the owner, on your family. I mean, this is what helped me get everything I've got, is because we focused on sales. And there's a lot of wonderful craftsmen in this industry, and maybe you're one of those. And I applaud you, and I respect you, and I honor you. But if you can't sell, nothing happens till something is sold. But if you can't sell it, you don't get a chance to perform. And if you can't sell it at a higher rate, you can't charge what you're really worth. And so many contractors have a level, let's say level 9 out of 10 craftsmanship and level 3 out of 10 sales ability. Why not level up the sales ability and take it serious? We'll go to classes to learn how to do special finishes. Let's learn how to sell so our production team can shine.
Yeah, so I want to make sure anyone who's listening who is understanding the value of this, seeing how important this is, if you're not registered for Paint Profits Live yet, Jason's going to be presenting in depth on this stuff this Thursday, August 28th. So you can go to paintprofitslive.com. Again, paintprofitslive.com, register. Jason's presentation will be from 1:15 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you do not miss that, 1:15 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have tremendous content throughout the entire day, but that is when Jason will be speaking. I'm very, very much looking forward to that piece. Jason, I want to get into, you've worked with so many different painting company owners on this. I've been to the event. I've seen the life-changing atmosphere of it. You yourself have been working for nearly 3 decades in this industry, built a highly successful company. What are some of the most common mistakes you see painters making with sales?
Well, it starts with a mindset, a belief, a false belief that it's all about the price.
Hmm.
And you think you need to be competitive. Hey, what's a competitive number for this? Is this competitive? I don't care about being competitive. I because I know that
This is why I
most
love you,
people
Jason.
most people aren't buying based on price. Listen to this. You can take this to the bank. Price is the subject of conversation when there's no value.
Hmm.
Price is the subject of conversation when there's no value. And if homeowners or your prospect is complaining or objecting to your price, it's because somewhere you didn't show them your value. And that's a reality. And so if you can fix that mindset, hey, I want to start getting paid what we're really worth. Man, my production team is amazing. We use great products. We have a step-by-step process to get to deliver an amazing service and product. And it's about time that we start getting paid what we're worth. Can you say that? Can you say that? Do you want to get paid what you're worth? And then here's a very actionable quick step. Too many times we meet with a homeowner, and then we leave and we email them a quote. You're losing sales if you're not presenting price right there on that first appointment. I understand sometimes you can't. You've got to go back. It's a multi-step process sometimes, but most of the time you should be delivering your price right there on the initial appointment, because there's a lot of people that are ready to buy on that initial appointment if you will just give them an opportunity.
I like that a lot. Give them an opportunity to buy. Yeah, and I think it's why do you think so many painting company owners don't do that? Why don't they give them an opportunity to buy in the house?
They're either A, not equipped to calculate that price right there in front of the homeowner, or B, they're scared to deliver the price in person
Why do you think they're scared?
because they don't like rejection.
Yeah. The
And
word
it's
no is a scary no.
that's
It's a
right.
scary word, right?
That's right.
Yeah, maybe it's we can keep our hope. We weren't rejected, or we don't feel bad about ourselves like we did something wrong. Entrepreneurship, it's a tough game. And if you run a
It,
painting company owner, you're an entrepreneur. If you're
and
listening to this
ultimately,
podcast, you're an entrepreneur.
yeah. And ultimately, what we should shoot for is we should shoot for more no's,
Yeah.
because what really kills us is the maybes. We're going to think about it. We're I've got to talk to my spouse. I'm getting other quotes. Those type of things, those maybes are what's killing you. You need to get more no's. And when you get more no's, you're going to get more yeses too. So more yeses and no's and less maybes.
Yeah. Yes and no. It's a win either way. And I think when you think about the fact that you're not going to close 100%. If you close 100%, there's something seriously wrong with your pricing, with your company. And so that you're going to, and I know this is something you talk a lot about at the events, that there's going to be a fairly high, probably above 50% um, chance that you're going to hear a no at these events. So when you hear a no, you didn't do anything wrong. It just fell into you're going for the no. You're going for the no and you're going for the yes. If you don't get a no and you don't get a yes, then you've done something wrong. That's the only
Yep.
way you fail.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
just a mindset shift, right?
Absolutely. And a lot of guys like to brag on their closing rate. Oh man, I've got a 60% closing rate. Well, then your prices are too low. I'm sorry.
Or it's
I don't
terrible if
I
they
don't
don't
ever
do
want a
marketing.
60% closing rate.
If they don't do marketing and it's repeat and referral only, which a lot of those kinds of guys who throw out numbers like that, it won't then they're actually, I mean, it should be like 80 or 90%, right? But if they're actually doing any kind of marketing, yeah, 60% would be very high.
Yep.
So they're
Yep.
either horrible at selling or they, are just very much undercharging themselves, or maybe both. That would be special, but maybe both.
But too many times we're just giving it away cheap. We start with the mindset of how low can I make this price to get them to buy? How low can I get my quote? Can I sharpen my pencil? Can I trim it up to get it low enough to where they can say yes? Wow. That is the wrong way to think about it. That is the absolute wrong way to think about it.
Yeah. It's scarcity, fear-based mentality, but it is so
That's right.
natural, especially when when we feel like the frame of the homeowner is kind of putting us there, right? Like, well, I'm going to get more quotes. So oftentimes they say that I'm going to go get some more quotes. So I don't want to go way into sales, and you're the sales guy, but just going into the frame, right? The mental frame, you having a stronger frame than the homeowner. I feel like contractors go in there and they just immediately adapt to the homeowner's frame, and because they don't have that process.
Yeah, they don't have a process, and the homeowner's following the process that they've been taught by listening. Oh, they get three quotes, and throw out the low one, and choose the one in the middle, and check out the reviews. That's what homeowners are taught. And I mean, do you think that choosing the middle quote is going to guarantee their success? Do you think even those 5-star reviews all over Google? Do you think that those are going to guarantee your happiness? No, those can be bought. And don't buy into the lie that homeowners want the lowest price. Look in their garage. What kind of car do they drive? Are they all driving the cheapest base model old used car that you can buy? No. Some are buying for efficiency, some are buying for reliability, some are buying for safety, some are buying for power and speed and fun. Everybody's got their own different buying motive, and very few people are going to buy that cheapest car. Very few. It's not about the price. Look at the clothes they're wearing. Look at the house they live in. They're buying for something else. They value something else. And that's what the sales process does, is it helps uncover what do these people value so I can give them something that they value.
Love that. I want to ask a question about lowest hanging fruit here, and I think this will probably be stuff you're going to cover in your presentation, right? But for people listening that haven't been to one of your events, they are going to attend. They are going to attend Paint Profits Live, of course, because they wouldn't listen to this and not come and listen to your presentation. But we've talked about the price being one of the most common issue with painters regarding the sales process, the mindset, the belief around that price, the fact that it's all about the price. What's low hanging fruit? People who are listening to you, what's a action, a nugget that they could take away, maybe implement before buying the whole system, before seeing your presentation? What's something they could go back today, some low hanging fruit that they could go implement in their business?
Well, because the mentality around the price is so bad in the typical business owner, something you could do instantly today, right after you listen to this, you could raise your prices 10%. And as long as you believe you're worth it, you probably won't lose any sales.
Mic drop,
Again,
gauntlet thrown.
if you're selling to house flippers or commercial, it could be a little different. I'm talking about selling to homeowners. Chances are you can just raise your price 10% and they will just keep buying. Where's that 10% go? Does it go into overhead? Does it go into marketing? I mean, good, but it's probably going to just go straight to the bottom line. I mean, wouldn't you appreciate 10% more money well, it'd be a lot more than 10,
A lot
because
more
that
than that,
that would
yeah.
actually increase your profit margin by 10 points. What's your profit margin now? I mean, this could very easily double your profit margin. Think about that. This is powerful stuff, guys and gals.
Yeah, I think that math too it's so easy to think 10%, it's not that big of a deal. I'll cut 10% off to close this project. But when you recognize that that is just straight profit, when you know the financials of your company, maybe your net income's 10%, 15%. If you're doing killer, maybe it's 20%, right? The fact that you could just drop 10% down there, I mean, you could double your personal income depending on what your business looked like. You could double your personal income with that change right there.
That's right.
Yeah. The Man, that's awesome. I love how it was so simple. What is it? It's simple, but it's not easy. Although that actually probably is both,
It's
except
both.
it's
Yeah.
scary. Except it's just scary. Didn't you raise the prices without telling your team? Didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, we've done that many times.
Yeah, and they just the sales, what happened?
Yeah. they just keep selling. But then if you tell them, hey guys, we got a price increase, if you let it get into their mind, then they won't sell. Yeah. And literally just, it's like after every boot camp, we just had a boot camp last month. We have a, a chat group after. Guys go back and like, oh, I did this one little thing, and oh my gosh, I was able to raise prices 20%, and we're still closing just by a few simple things that they learn. And I mean, you can't learn and implement the sales process. It's way more than scripting. You can't learn and implement it all in a short period of time. It takes time. But every time you come to a boot camp, you're going to go back with more value and get a very quick ROI as long as you execute.
So Jason, regarding the presentation that you're about to deliver, is there anything in particular that you want our listeners to know? If maybe for some reason, which I cannot imagine why, but if for some reason they have not cleared their calendar, they're not already fully committed to this event, and they're sitting here listening to it, contemplating, which again, I cannot imagine why, is there anything you would want them to know?
Well, I'm going to give away something for absolutely free.
It's a good price.
I'm not going to say what it is right now, but I'm going to give away something for free, several of them. And you've got to be there, and you'll have to take action immediately in order to get it.
I love that. I don't know what it is. I'm glad I'm going to be there. I'm really glad I'm going to be there. I don't think I'll be eligible for it, but I'm excited to see what it is.
And my time again, Brandon, is in Eastern,
it is 1:15 to 2 p.m.
1:15 to 2 p.m. All right. So mark your calendar. If you want something for free, show up at that time.
If it comes from Jason Phillips, it's going to be something very quality. It's going to be something you can implement. You can use it. Awesome, man. Jason, I'm super excited for your presentation, brother. I appreciate you participating in the event. I appreciate you donating your time, your sponsor as well of the event. Thank you so much. I know you spent a lot of time. You were the keynote speaker at PCA Expo this year, spoke in front of well over 1,000 people live. Had not me, of course, but some people in tears with the cat in the cradle thing. Obviously not me, but yeah, you're epic, man. And you're coming to this event and sharing decades of wisdom and experience working with hundreds of painting companies. I thank you for that.
Well, it's a passion project, Brandon. If I can save some years and pour into the next person, then that's going to be success. Save some years for them.
I appreciate you, brother. So this Thursday, August 28th, Paint Profits Live, Jason is going to be laying out his sales system, giving you a sales system you can implement into your business. He'll be giving something valuable away for free. You have to be there live. He's going to be giving a couple of them away. Again, 1:15 to 2 p.m. Eastern, paintprofitslive.com. Register. Jason, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brandon.
If you want to learn more about the topics we discussed in this podcast and how you can use them to grow your painting business, visit paintermarketingpros.com/podcast for free training, as well as the ability to schedule a personalized strategy session for your painting company. Again, that URL is paintermarketingpros.com/podcast. Hey there, painting company owners. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us your feedback. Let us know how we did. And also, if you're interested in taking your painting business to the next level, make sure you visit the Painter Marketing Pros website at paintermarketingpros.com to learn more about our services. You can also reach out to me directly by emailing me at brandon@paintermarketingpros.com, and I can give you personalized advice on growing your painting business. Until next time, keep growing.